righty, well, let's go ahead and get started. Good evening to everyone. Happy Thursday. My name is Ms. Fletcher, and I am the academic recruiter for the college. Listen, I hope that everybody is doing well. And again, thank you for joining us in this session this evening. Now, we are just over the top excited about being back and being able to engage with you all like this in these sessions. Just by a show of hands, and you can use your reaction buttons down here. Do I have anybody on the call that's been with us previously in some of our other information sessions? Anybody? Everybody's new? All right, well, good. So for those of you who are joining us for the first time, Cvcc started these virtual sessions, I think, Karen, maybe around April of 2020. You know, that's when the pandemic hit hard and we had to go remote. Well, we had to find a way to stay in touch with you all and keep you all informed about all the latest and greatest things going on at Cvcc. And we also like to feel that these sessions have been very instrumental in helping to guide and provide real important information to our prospective students and their families. Now, we've made a few tweaks along the way. We've made a few changes along the way, but I promise you this, the mission remains the same. The reason for these information sessions remain the same. And basically, there are two reasons for these sessions. We want to get information to you, but we also want the opportunity to hear from you. Now, getting information to you, we want to make sure that you are fully informed about the resources, programs, and opportunities here at Cvcc. And we believe that these sessions are designed to get some of that information to you. Now, we also want to hear from you. We want to know how you're thinking about taking that next step as it concerns your career. It is a big deal. It's a lot to take on, and we want you to know that you have a whole team of folks here waiting to assist you with that. We want to know how we can assist you in taking that next step, not just take it, but to take that next step successfully. So here's what I need you to do. I need you to mark your calendars, because I'm going to give you some information now that I want you to remember. Starting next Tuesday, which is November the 9th, and throughout May of 2022, let me say that again. Starting next Tuesday, November 9th, and throughout May of 2022, Cvcc will host an information session every Tuesday evening from 6 to 6:30. Yes, I know today is Thursday. We had to do this week a little differently. But going forward, these sessions will be on Tuesdays, and again, from 6 to 6:30. Each week, we will highlight a different program, opportunity, or resource that you need to know about that's available to you at Cvcc. Listen, we want to do everything we can to help you be successful at Cvcc and to achieve your academic goals. Before the session ends, I am going to take you, well, Karen is going to assist me with this. We're going to show you all of the topics and sessions that we will be covering over these next months. Because listen, I want you to get excited about it. I want you to start thinking about, I want to go to that session. I want to go to this session, etc. So we will get that information to you in just a little bit. So as I said already, we're going to have some opportunities, some resource, some programs, some offers, something we want to share with you to make sure that you are fully informed. Having said that, tonight we have with us Karen Alexander. Karen is our college registrar. Karen is going to talk with us about some of the ways the admissions office service our students. And I see Karen has some of her team with her that here this evening as well. One of the things we want to do, we want to make sure that you can put names and faces together, right? We have folks, 4 and 5 people in one office, and some of them do very specialized kind of things. They do different specific kinds of things. I want you to know who they are, because when you go to that office, I want you to say, hey, you know what? I heard Marlena say something on that during the session that I need to go and check that out. So I know to go and talk with Marlena about that particular thing. So we have folks in these offices, and we want you to know who they are. Now, again, Karen is going to talk with us about how the admissions office service our students. For example, so maybe you're a prospective student, right? Maybe you're kind of kicking the tires, you're trying to figure it out. Do I even want to come to Cvcc? Well, if you're on this call, I want to say thank you already for just considering Cvcc. But listen, we'll talk with you about the application process. Maybe you need to know a little bit more before you take that next step to apply. Maybe you have completed the application, but get this, you haven't enrolled in any classes. Well, listen, we want to talk to you a little bit about that. We want to move you along. We want to get you coming towards Cvcc. Or maybe you're a current student, you're already with us, right? But maybe you come through this first semester and you're thinking, you know what? I attended another college and I have some coursework that I completed. I got to see or better in those classes. And I need to talk with somebody about how I move forward with a transcript, maybe even bring those classes in to be a part of what I'm doing at Cvcc. We got you covered. Karen is going to be talking about some of these things with us this evening. Now, as important as it is that we're going to hear from Karen, we all want to hear from you. We want to hear your questions. We want to hear, again, how you're thinking about it. So feel free to ask questions along the way. You know, you got all these little gadgets down here. Feel free to use the reaction button in the chat to engage with us. I would ask Marlena, since I see her on the call, to join me in keeping up with the chat. So if anything comes in, we can kind of tag team that together. And we also have we'll leave about 10 minutes for a Q&A. But listen, don't you hesitate. Don't sit on the question. We only have one presenter tonight. So all those questions will be directed to her anyway. So you will not interrupt her flow by asking a question, putting it in the chat, and let us get that information out there. So Karen's going to come in just a few minutes. After she's done, I'll come back and talk with you for a little bit. We'll open it up for Q&A, and after Q&A, we will close with some reminders and talk to you about, again, what program we will be focused on next Tuesday as well. So having said that, I am going to pull back now and give it over to Karen, and she is going to talk with us about the Office of Admissions. Karen?
Okay, thank you, Michelle, and welcome everyone. We appreciate you coming to the information session. We're going to cover a variety of information. This will apply to both or all of those yet if you've not applied to the college. If you have applied but not yet registered with us and are interested, I've already seen a question in chat here about how you apply for classes. We'll pull up some information, show you a little bit on that in just a moment. Also, for those of you who are already in classes, I know we have at least one STV 100 class joining us tonight. So welcome to everyone who's currently in classes. We'll touch a little bit on the services that the Admissions and Records Office offers for students who are just getting started and those who are current students with us and graduating and beyond. I just want to remind everyone, we've got a few joining in since we are recording the session. So this will be posted to our YouTube channel. So that way it will be linkable from the website. We'll pull that information up where you'll go to find the recordings of these and future sessions at the end here when Ms. Fletcher joins us back after the session. So just want to get started. She'd mentioned Marlena Hankton is on the line with us. She works in Admissions and Records Office. She was waving there to everyone on camera. Marlena works in customer service in Admissions and Records at the front desk, and she is up there with Anna Grace Enix, Kathy Kidd, Mary Evans is also out front. Anyone in the admissions office can answer questions, emails, phone, any questions you have at the window. We're all here to serve you. Marlena will handle working with your instructors when you have drop rosters from classes and so forth. So she does a lot of the back end working with instructors to make sure we have students in the classes who are currently attending. Mary Evans, who I mentioned, she's not on the call with us tonight. She will handle processing your outgoing transcripts. So if you have attended with us and you need a transcript outgoing, Mary will be the one who will process that. And we'll show you a little bit on the website here how you request that if you are a current student with us. Also in our office, we have Michael Duncan. We're going to talk in a minute with the application process about how you apply if you need to appeal for in-state tuition purposes. He typically will handle those. He works with our international admissions for students. At the current time, though, he is out on leave. He will be back on December 1st, so I'm covering for all the duties that he normally would take care of for domicile and international. So if that applies or you have any questions as we go through, just know that you can contact me at the Admissions Records Office through this month of November. This session will be recorded, so anyone coming back later can access the information and know who to contact within the office for any of the services. So I'll get started first. You can press the button, kind of raise your hand, or you can unmute. How many of you on the call have not yet applied to Cvcc. You're brand new, you've not done the application, you're started. Or you put it in the chat, you just type in the reason for being here. Either you are currently enrolled, you are brand new to the college, you need to apply, and just want to get your classes. If you can just type in chat there, let me know why you're here tonight.
I applied for classes with Karen Buxton back in late September and early October, but I have difficulty signing in.
Okay, we'll cover some of that here. So I see a need to apply, just apply, got to do the test, apply for classes, not sure how to go about it. Okay, we'll cover all that for you. Applied and not yet registered. Okay. All right, very good. You can keep chatting your responses in there. We'll cover a little bit of everything. So let me do a screen share here, and I just want to pull up the Cvcc website so you'll know where to go, what information to look for when you're on our web. So you should be seeing the website on your screen. If someone can nod or thumbs up that you see that information showing on your screen here.
Yes, it's there.
Okay, great. So if you're brand new to the college, I see a thumbs up. Thank you there, Morgan. This is where you will go. This is the main screen, centralvirginia.edu. If you have not yet applied to the college, you can get to it through several links. It's right here, easily accessible on the front page. The link right here where I'm clicking apply now. This will take you directly to the application. So if you've already done this step, you're good to go. You can always click back on this link though, because there's a lot of great information on this apply screen that gives you a checklist of what you want to do if you're a new student just getting started. We'll be updating this. It says applications accepted for summer and fall. Obviously right now we are accepting for spring 2022 and summer 2022, or sorry, 22. And the fall applications for 22 just opened as well. So if you are in with us now, registration just opened for spring 22. So you can mark your application there. If you happen to be a high school senior who is graduating next May, you want to start taking classes either next summer or next fall, you can do the application as well and just select the term that you're wishing to come in and start classes with us. So from here, you can read this information and start the application down at the bottom. Now this is linkable from several different locations within the website. I'm going to go back and show you the admissions page in just a moment and show you different places. You can't get lost on the website. You can always go around. You'll always be able to find this link to apply. Now, if you've not yet applied, I just want to point out a few quick things. The information here on the top of the page will just tell you about the application process. You do need to have a high school diploma or GED to take classes with us and have the ability to apply for financial aid. If you do not yet have a GED, you still could potentially qualify for some classes, but you would not be able to receive federal financial aid. So that's one distinction. If you are in high school, the dual enrollment rules, dual enrollment just means that you are taking credit both for college credit and high school credit at the same time. You certainly can apply and take classes as a dual enrolled student before you graduate high school. So if that applies to you, they're slightly different. The application will be the exact same. It will guide you through. You just answer when you're graduating high school, and you'll be assigned the proper curriculum based on that. So this information is all available here on the site. When you click on the Apply Now link, and I apologize, I'm sharing a screen here. I'm looking over to the side as I talk, but you will see a sign in or create an account. We have added some information to this to make it a little more clear. If you have never applied with us before, you want to start brand new with a fresh application. So it tells you if you've not submitted an application prior to April 28th, 2018, just do a brand new account. So if you have previously taken classes, maybe it was in high school through dual enrollment, if you have taken classes with us within the past 3 years, likely your application is still active. You will not need to reapply. The applications only deactivate only after that certain amount of time, but we always want to keep you on one account, one ID. So if you at any point have had a student ID number, make sure you have that information available before you start the application process. If you don't have that information, simply call the Admissions and Records Office. We'll be glad to help you. Anyone that I mentioned from our staff can answer the question, help you out to get your ID. You'll want to have that when you start the process. If you've never applied at all, you can simply click down here on Create an Account. If you applied before and you did not take classes with us, as long as it was within the past year, your application may also still be active. So know first whether you need to apply or not. Currently active if you've applied within the past year, or within 3 years if you've taken classes with us before. If you do need to start the application, you'll simply click down here at the bottom where it says create an account, and then you'll start the information. Fill in your personal information. You do have to verify an email. So you will put in a personal email address here and click validate. This will take you to a screen, send you an email where you'll actually have a code that you'll enter to verify that you're a human entering the application, not a bot. And that will help you to confirm so you can move forward on the rest of your application. Now, when you get past the screen, it's going to ask after you're validated if you have applied or attended with Cvcc or any Virginia Community College before. We are part of the Virginia Community College system, so all the surrounding colleges that you've heard of, community colleges, are all within the same system. We use the same ID number. So once you get past this screen, you'll be asked if you've applied or attended before. If you have, that's where you will enter that 7-digit student ID number. If you have not, you just mark no, move on, and you've got a fresh application. So I won't click through the rest of this because we'll have to validate, but when you get into it, it will only take about 7 minutes to complete your entire application. Once you complete that application, you'll receive a confirmation screen, and you'll receive a few other pieces of valuable information at that same time. You will get a student ID number. So if you've not yet been assigned that 7-digit student ID, that will generate at the end of the application. It will pop up in a confirmation screen for you. This lets you know that your application is complete, that you are admitted, and you are eligible to start selecting classes. There could be some holds or different things that pop up on your account. If so, we can help you with those. We'll talk about domicile and different things in just a moment. But just check, read everything in your account, make sure there's nothing you need to tend to. The application, when it finishes, will also tell you if you're coded in-state or out-of-state for tuition purposes. If you are a lifelong Virginia resident, if you have been in-state for at least 1 full year with documentation, that means government proof of Virginia driver's license, a vehicle registration, tax information, whatever you have showing that you are a valid Virginia resident for at least 1 full year, then you can appeal for in-state tuition rates if you were marked out of state. So if you're a Virginia resident, it says that you're coded in-state, you're good to go. That's what you expect to see. If you have been here at least a year, feel you should qualify for in-state tuition, but it's marked that you are out of state, then we can help you. There is an appeal process. Typically, as I mentioned, Michael Duncan would handle that for our office. Since he is out this month, I will be handling those. So if you receive that, you can look it up on your account. If you have any questions about it, you can reach out to me directly. I'll put my contact information up at the end of the presentation today, and we can help you with the appeal process. I'll also show you on the website here where to go to access some of the forms that can help you with anything that you need. So we'll get to some more questions. I see some great things popping up in chat, but we will circle back around to anything there at the end. So save that time at the end, last 10 minutes or so, we'll do Q&A. So that's what I want to show you here with the application screen. Let me go back. When you're back on the main page, I'll show you a few other great things that you will receive. So when you get your confirmation and you have your student ID number, you will have 24 hours. You'll get a temporary password for your account. 24 hours that will be active so you can activate your Mycbcc account. Mycbcc is on the main website. It's right here in the upper right-hand corner. If you click here, this will take you to a page where you can log in. You will have a temporary username and password that you will use. When you log in for the first time, it will allow you to set your password to something more permanent. So just use that temporary within the 24 hours. If you've not signed in with 24 hours, it's fine. You can still reset and get a password set up here. If you ever need to use the forgotten username or password link for assistance with your password, you can use the links here. And we can assist you with resetting that so you're into your account. Once you're in your Mycbcc, this is your personal student account where you can access all of your information. This will show your course history. This will show your transcript, your official. This will show your program plan. It will show your account information as far as your financial data and how much money is owed. Everything will live in your Mycbcc account once you have that set up. That will always be attached to your 7-digit student ID number that will remain the same from the time you do the application to the time you graduate with us and beyond. So very important to make sure you gain access to your Mycbcc account as soon as you've set up your application. So once you have that ready to go, a few other things you'll want to do to prepare for getting your classes set up is to do the enrollment survey that was mentioned in the information we just looked at on the application screen. But you'll receive a link to this as soon as you apply, and you will go out and basically answer the questions. This helps us with placing you into the proper level of questions. Now, if you've spoken to people before, you've heard of that, or maybe you've taken high school classes, we used to use what was called a VPT, a Virginia Placement Test. That is only used now for dual enrollment in some cases, but we now do a different variety of measures to get you placed for classes. We will look at your high school GPA. We will look at the courses you have taken in high school, if you have graduated high school within the past 5 years. If it's been longer than that, we have other means we can use as well, including adult informed placement for adults. So over 5 years out of high school, you can view some information about the courses and decide if you feel ready for that level of coursework. So just make sure you complete that survey. It will be different. It automatically triggers on the application based on your graduation date as to which survey you will get. You'll fill out the information, and that will help our counselors place you in the right level classes. So that's one way. Another way that you can help us out with getting your classes ready is to submit your official high school transcript. We will look at your GPA, we will look at the courses you have taken, we will look at your graduation date to verify everything, sometimes with your financial aid checklist. That will be an object checklist item that will ask you to verify your high school graduation. That helps with everything. So go ahead, after you do the application, submit your official high school transcript. To get that, you simply just call up the school, ask them to submit your official, they'll send it right over to us. Same thing applies if you have college transcripts. If you've taken credit at any other institution outside of the VCCS, the Virginia Community College System, request an official transcript be sent to us. We will evaluate it. Kathy Kidd, that I mentioned in our office, does transcript evaluations. She will post those each morning as soon as we receive the transcript. You'll sign into your Mycbcc account and you'll see which credits you have gotten. You can pull up a degree progress report that will show you exactly how those credits apply to the program that you are enrolled in. So we can take care of all that. Also, if you have taken AP exams or CLEP exams, you can submit those scores to us through the original source, like the College Board, request an official transcript of your score. That will come to us, and we can also place you for credit in classes if you have a qualifying score in those. So those are things you want to get into the Admissions and Records Office to check. If you see any holds on your account while you're there, I mentioned domicile. If you're coded out of state and feel you should be in state, we can help you with that as well. I want to point to one thing here on the web. You can use this magnifying glass in the upper right-hand corner. This is our search box, and everything with domicile and some of the other pieces we want to talk about are under downloadable forms. So just put the search in downloadable forms, and that will take you to, you might have to click on the first link here, take you to our forms screen on the website. If you do need to appeal for in-state tuition, you'll just need to provide documentation like your driver's license, government issue forms that we mentioned earlier, based on whether you're over 24, under 24. We'll discuss that with you, but you know exactly how to fill it out. That application can be found right here. So it looks like just like part of the questions you answered on your application, but this is what you'll fill out if you need assistance with that. So beyond that, there's another form I want to mention here on the website. We have the, Ferpa form, Authorization to Release Academic Information. This is not required, but I will mention what it will do for you and what it will not do. If you want to grant access to anyone else other than yourself to have information about your account, if a parent wants to call in, a spouse wants to call in, anyone that you want to speak about your account, you can put the information on this form, write down exactly who is to be given access, what password you want on the account. Once you set a password, the individual you've granted access to will have to have that password. When they call into the Admissions and Records Office or anywhere on campus, they will have to be able to provide that information to let us know if they can speak about your records. Ferpa is in place, the Family Education Rights and Privacy Act, to protect your account. Just like you've heard of HIPAA with medical records, this protects you as the student, so no one else has access to your records but you. So yes, did I hear a question? Okay. If you do want to mark this, just indicate which types of information you want to give others access to. and if you want an end date put on it, or if you want continuous access. If you mark continuous access, this will be at any point, even beyond your graduation from Cvcc. So that's all I'll say about that form. If you have any questions about it, you can simply contact our office. This will come back to the Admissions and Records office. If you're in person, we do need to witness your signature signing this, or you show a photo ID to prove that it's you, granting that access when you call in. One thing I want to mention very quickly on this, because we're already kind of running short on time here, is if you do grant access on a FERPA, it will allow others information to access to your information on your account. It will not allow anyone else to make any changes to your account. Only you as the student can add classes, delete classes, update your address, things like that. So no one else can call in and change anything on your account if you have a FERPA on file. So I just want to mention that very quickly. But I will shut that down for now. And a few other things I'll mention quickly to leave time to get to your specific questions. Within our office, if you have taken classes and you need an outgoing transcript, you can do your transcript request through your SIS, your student account. That's within your Mycbcc. When you get in there, you'll click and go into SIS, Student Information System, and click on Request Official Transcript. That will generate an outgoing paper transcript that will be mailed to the institution, the school, the scholarship office, employer, whomever you designate that to go to. There's no charge currently for official transcripts mailed that way. We also use parchment. If you want to send an electronic official transcript that goes more quickly and has tracking on it, you can just go here to our website. The best way to find it, just type the word transcripts, and that will take you to our transcript information page. And it tells you the 3 ways to order. So Mycbcc is your SIS account. We have a paper request form if you can't access your account. And we also use the parchment link. This is the electronic transcripts I mentioned. It's a $2.30 charge to have each transcript sent. But 3 different ways you can have those transcripts sent out. One last thing I'll mention before we go to questions is we handle graduation applications. So once you have applied, you've taken all the courses in your program and satisfied everything, you can apply to graduate. You must do the application. You will go into your SIS account and simply click on apply for graduation. That puts you on a list. We review your credentials. And at the end of the semester, when you're finishing everything, we'll certify you and we mail out the diplomas. So that's just a few of the services I want to go over very quickly. Our time just seemed to go away. So
I know.
Open.
Karen, if you could pull up the
Sure.
information sessions, yeah.
Okay. And if you have any questions in the meantime, be chatting them in here. We'll be watching the chat.
And listen, we're going to be respectful of time, so I'm not going to take very long, so we can get right at the chat and answer those questions. But what you're looking at here is a list of the topics that we will be covering over the next few months. So I need you to go take a look, decide on what you, listen, I would ask that you attend every session, right? But see which sessions you'd like to attend. It's helpful to us if you register, but if you don't, that's okay. Please, we just ask that you join us in the session so that we can make sure, again, that you're fully informed about the information you need to help you get started at Cvcc. So that was pretty much the gist of it. You're gonna go to the home page, put information session in the search bar. It'll bring you to information sessions, click in and you're there. So having said that, I'm done with that. Thank you, Karen. And we will now spend a few minutes. Again, I want to respect your time, entertaining any questions that you all might have. I'm looking at the chat and there's a lot of activity going on there. So that's just great. But let's go ahead and open it up for question and answers. If Marlene, if you've seen something in the chat that you think would benefit everybody in terms of a question asked, please put that out there. And for everybody on the call, the floor is open. Please ask those questions.
I just wanted to make mention, I noticed that I saw a lot of people saying they were having trouble getting into their Mycbcc. If you do not remember your username or your password, we can get that set up for you tomorrow and you can call Admissions and Records and I'll help you do that. However, IT will have to reset the password if you don't remember your email address or any of that information. So don't panic, just call tomorrow and we'll get you set up and reset so you can log in. I also saw questions. Let me see, I gotta scroll back up, guys. Password. Having trouble enrolling in your classes, make sure that you're registered for the spring semester. If you're only registered for the fall, it will not let you go into the spring. Also, you want to make sure that you log in through your Mycbcc and you click on SIS and look under enrollment to get to your classes. You'll do a search. So if you need an English class, you're going to click on the little magnifying lens and search the class schedule under there. If you're not familiar and you need some help, my suggestion would be to come to the admissions and records window where we can kind of assist you to get you going so you know exactly what you're looking for in the classes and the times so you can set your schedule up to where it benefits you the most here at Cvcc. So don't be afraid to ask questions or come up to the window and somebody guarantee will help you get to the next step. But it just looks like it's the passwords and getting into the enrollment class that you want.
All right. Well, listen, I'm going to take another 30 seconds to a minute. Any other questions out there that you're sitting on that you'd like to ask that we can get answered for you? Yes. Who said yes?
Yeah, I got one.
Okay, go ahead.
So I already got my certificate for welding. But I understand there's two different courses. There's welding fundamentals and welding technology. I took technology and I'm not certain that I got the right certificate. Is it because I haven't completed this class yet, or?
Okay, credentials are stacked. Some credentials will have certificates and career study certificates that build up to the top level degree. You do have to be enrolled in each of the programs that you wish to complete. So if you're concerned, you can reach out to your counselor or advisor and ask them to check your account and do a curriculum change. They might want to add those additional certificates on. You can sometimes earn certain certificates before earning the complete degree or diploma. It just depends. If you will shoot me your student ID number, either privately in the chat, or I'll put my email address up, you can email me that. We'll check your individual account. And that way we can make sure you're awarded everything that you're eligible for. If there's anything missing, we can do a degree progress and help you with what you are still needing for that program.
Yeah,
Right now,
I took all the classes.
Okay. Yeah, just private message me your ID number and we will definitely check that out for you.
Okay, here's what I would ask. If you have a question, go ahead and use your reaction button. Put your hand up so I can address you. I see Stephen right now. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead with your question.
I just I wanted to take the motorcycle class, but I've been meaning to come over there, but what do I need to do? I know I've gone through the process and got myself in the system, but I'm not quite sure what to do next.
You can call, I'm sorry, Karen.
No, go ahead, Mark.
I was going to just tell them that a lot of people just call the admissions office. Mm-hmm. And we can enroll you that way. It's faster that way, just for the motorcycle class at least.
Okay.
And we'll get you straight that way. Other than that, don't panic. Don't panic about the motorcycle class. If you've already signed up and you're registered to the college, the new schedule for the motorcycle class is not out yet, so you're not missing anything just yet. So we'll just have to be patient on that, okay?
Can I call tomorrow?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I'll be there all day, okay?
Okay.
Yes. All right. We're gonna get Richard and then Zima. And Karen, I'm gonna ask you to stop sharing.
Okay, yes.
Yes. There we go. I can get all those folks in one. There we go. All right, Richard, talk to us.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
Doing fine.
Very good.
Hey, I work at 8 to 5 job, and I was just wondering how flexible your class schedules are, and if you offer any online courses for your IT associate program.
Yes, we do offer a variety of in-person and online classes. After the pandemic, a lot more of our classes were offered virtually. We are coming back to offering more face-to-face classes. So there's a good mix. We're about 60% in person, 40% online this semester. We're sort of going with the demand and following the similar type schedule for the upcoming semester. For a specific program, I would recommend just look to see who your counselor or navigator is. Reach out and schedule an appointment. That was another question I saw in chat was, do you have to have an appointment? Yes, appointments are preferred with your advisor or counselor, but That being said, we will take walk-ins as well. We're doing some advanced registration days. The first one of those is coming up Wednesday, November 10th from 9 to 4 in Amherst Hall, 2406. So you can just come in during that time. They can just do express registration, tell you what class options are available, help you get in your classes. So that will help. You can do the class search, as Marlena was mentioning as well, to view particular classes within your specific curriculum to see which ones are online or in person. But we do have a good variety of classes available.
Thank you.
Sure.
All right, great. Zena, talk to us.
Hello, I'm sorry. My name is Zina, by the way.
Zina, and I stand corrected, and I apologize. Zina, talk to us.
It's all good. So I'm trying to go through my to-do list to get everything that I can get done as fast as possible because it's stressing me out.
Okay.
And it says that I need to do orientation. Does that come when I'm able to enroll, or do I have to talk to someone to do orientation, or what?
Okay, here's what I would say. The orientation, if I'm correct, is something you can do online. And you may not know it, so let me say this to everybody on the call. When you complete an application, you have been assigned a navigator and a counselor. And those individuals are assigned to help you transition into Cvcc as smoothly as possible and to make sure that you're on track with what you need to be doing, et cetera, et cetera. So the orientation is something that is required. It's expected, to help you get oriented. And I do believe, Karen, Marlena, it's online. Is that correct? They can go online and do that?
For the orientation?
Yes, because I think Kimberly is the one that organizes that.
Yes, once students are registering classes, the orientation will be in Canvas. So you can click and view that. That's not to be confused with STV 100, which is a semester-long orientation class that you will take, a 1-credit class. So just the general orientation will be in Canvas, which is housed within the Mycbcc.
Does that help, Zina?
So I'm able to access it right now, the one orientation on my to-do list, or do I have to be able to enroll into classes before that?
No, you've already completed an application to the school, right?
Yes,
Yeah, you should be able to access it at this point. Go in
because
and
I've been having issues trying to access it, which made me have the question.
Okay.
It won't let me access it at all when I try to find it.
That's your Mycbcc account, is that correct?
I'm sorry?
Your Mycbcc account that you cannot access?
No, I can access my CC. I'm sorry, I can access my account, but it won't let me do the orientation.
Oh, the orientation. I believe it will be made active. I'm not exactly sure. I believe it's active after the semester begins. So if you're registered for spring, I think it would open up right before. But if you want to private message me your contact information, your student ID, I can check on that and have someone, like Kimberly French, reach out to you with information about the orientation.
Just my student ID and my information?
Yes, and just send that to me in private chat, please.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Yes, definitely.
All right, we'll take a couple more questions before we go ahead and get off the call. Anyone else?
I had a question.
Okay.
How long did y'all say an application lasts at Cvcc?
It is for 1 year. So if you've applied and never taken a class, it should remain active for 1 year.
Okay, so if I applied for fall, this fall, will it be good for next spring?
Yes, it is certainly good. You do not have to reapply.
Okay, thank you.
You're very welcome.
Okay, listen, a lot of good information has gone forth. And Karen, thank you so much. Let me remind everybody on the call that you can take a breath, and these calls are also videoed, and we will have them on our website, our YouTube channel, and you will be able to access this information hopefully again and again and again. Okay, I'm coming your way in just a minute. I see the hand up. And so you'll be able to access it again and again. Give me probably until at the top of next week to have this session edited and whatever needs to be done to it done, and then we will post it. Couple things I want to say before too many people get off the call, and I want to remind you of a couple things, and then I'm coming to my friend who has a question. Karen has already mentioned that we're registering for spring 2022, so you want to get that in. Cvcc will host an open house on Tuesday, November the 16th from 6 to 7. So I encourage you all to please join us there, because we will have just a whole, quite a few people on that call talking with you, from instructors to deans to advisors, counselors, etc. So I would encourage you to definitely want to get on that call. Again, these recordings will be on our website and our YouTube channel. So I want to make sure that you know that, so you can go out and take a look. And then next week, we're going to be talking about financial aid. So I would encourage you to please join us again. Like I said, I would ask that you attend every session, but to join us again next week, because our presenter at that time will be from our financial aid department. All right, my friend that had his hand up, go ahead. What's your question?
I was just needing help because I've already applied for classes, and my father has already filled out financial aid, FAFSA financial aid information, and I need help finding where I register for classes. I've already figured out how to sign into my account, but I don't know
Okay.
how to, but I don't know where you find the list of classes to register for.
Okay, it looked like Karen just turned to do something.
Yes, I was getting ready to
Okay,
Karen, pull up our website again to help you with that. You can call, I put the number in chat for our counseling department, 7800 is the main extension. You can call in, and best thing to do is schedule an appointment with your advisor. They will help you with the course registration, but I do want to show you briefly where you find those. So let me just quickly share screen again here. And when you are on our website, on the main screen here, there's a few different places you can find it. If you just, we'll say they move it around a little bit here, go to student services, or you can just do it on the main screen there. Actually, I saw the link, and you can click, let me just go back to the main page. That's the easiest way right here. Apply classes and tuition. It's right here in the spring enrollment box. So you can just go to our main site and just click on classes. This will take you to the class schedule where you can search. You actually will register if you want to do it yourself through your SIS account. Just add things to your shopping cart and you can add your enrollment. If you speak with a counselor or navigator, navigators will get you set up in the system, teach you how to use your Navigate system and Mycbcc, and then a counselor will assist you with the registration for the courses. So you can view everything here, and I would just recommend reaching out 832-7800 to schedule an appointment with your advisor for course registration if you've already applied. Does that help?
Can you say those numbers again?
Yes, it's in the chat. Counseling is 434-832-7800. And just tell them your name, your student ID number. They will look you up. They will see who your navigator or counselor are.
434-832-7800.
7800. Yes, sir.
And the email I got is, what's the email?
Counseling is, I believe, counseling@centralvirginia.edu. And keep in mind, there will be future sessions. We'll have one with financial aid coming up next Tuesday. As Michelle pulled up, there will be separate sessions with navigators, with counselors. So there will be a focus session on each of these topics. If you want
CentralVirginia.edu
as an education.
I will.
okay, very good. All right, we are at the end of this thing, and you guys have been great. Thank you so very much for going the distance with us. We are a little over time, but you've hung in there and we appreciate it. Again, we hope to see you in a future session starting next week, next Tuesday. Will be financial aid.
We went overtime by around 16 minutes.
All right, thank you for keeping up with that. Appreciate it. All right, everyone, thank you and have a good evening, and we hopefully will see you next week. Bye.